Kayla and welcome back to my channel for some more Variable Barricade. A lot of you guys loved the first episode. I really enjoyed it too, so let's just keep on playing. We got to the point where we moved into our vacation home with all of the 4 husband choices, and we're kind of just learning more about them. So yeah, let's get into it. Listening to them banter back and forth, it struck me how relaxed everyone seemed. It was as if they were lounging in their own living room at home. Something doesn't seem right. In fact, even though these men had presumably moved in only a day or two before, the entire house felt strangely lived in. Not only that, if you don't mind me asking, have you gentlemen always been friends? You all seem very close. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
それ1ヶ月もここで一緒に暮らしてりゃ馴染まねえ方がおかしいだろ
So they lived together for an entire month. They must have been training or something to prepare for this? What? You've been here for an entire month?
はあ、ちょうどお嬢さんが夏休みに入る頃かな。俺たち全員がこの家に集められてね。
He's just so handsome.
最初のうちは結構戸惑ったよね。みんな良くも悪くも個性が強くて羊くんがフォローしてくれたけど
So he betrayed us. He wasn't in England. He was helping these 4 guys. Ugh.
ほんと春日さんがいてくれてよかった。俺たちだけじゃ絶対めちゃくちゃだったと思います。
Oh my gosh. I bet she's gonna be pissed. Kasuga's been called out. Oh no. Kasuga?
Hi.
Did you not go to a butler academy in England while I was on my summer vacation? I could not believe it. I didn't want to believe it. Hearing the tremor in my voice, Kasuga sighed heavily and shook his head.
申し訳ございません。すべて大旦那様のご命令で。
Of all the shocks I'd had today, this was, without a doubt, the biggest one.
よくわかんねえけど修羅場はその辺にしとけよ。お嬢が混乱すんのもわかるけどさ、今日から俺らが一緒に暮らしてくってのは決定事項なわけだし、とにかくよろしくやっていこうぜ、お互いにね。
あ、どうかよろしく。
よろしくね。
よろしくお願いします。
Oh, sorry. Sometimes I press and cut off their voices. It's not on purpose. The 4 suitors flashed bright smiles at me, while Kasuga turned away in awkward embarrassment. I looked at them all dazedly and thought, there isn't a single person that I can confide in this entire house. I love this room even more than the previous one, because it's pink. Kasuga was correct when he said my belongings had already been moved. Checking my closet, I found a choice selection of my outfits. I changed out of my school uniform, sighing deeply as I sat on my new, unfamiliar bed. Seriously, what in the world is going on? Men I'd never met proposed to me out of nowhere, a stunt arranged by my own grandfather, no less. I was ousted from my home too quickly for me to raise any objections and forced into a joint living situation with these strange new suitors. And to top it all off, improving his skills as a butler, my foot, he was lying to me the entire time. Kasuga of all people lied to me. He lied. Then he abandoned me for an entire month in order to live in this house with my suitors? Kasuga, you traitor! I will never forgive you for this. A knock on my door startled me out of my stewing thoughts. There were only 2 people in this house permitted on this floor, me and him.
お着替えはお済みですか？軽食をお持ちいたしました。昼食を取るタイミングがありませんでしたので。
His voice sounded more timid than usual. He was likely feeling guilty about his deception. It's far too late for you to act remorseful. I was sorely tempted to ignore him completely, but no, I shook my head, thinking again. I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. Righteous anger propelled me as I stalked toward the door where he waited. Oh, this is cute! Another corner of our room. I like this. I thought I saw him breathe a small sigh of relief as he walked in and began setting out tea. But I did not go to sit on the sofa. No, I stood where I was, glaring at his every move.
こちらの茶葉はお嬢様のお好みに合わせてブレンドしたものです。良い香りでしょ。軽食はイチゴのフルーツサンドをご用意しました。質の良いクリームを使っているので濃厚ですよ。
Kasuga sounded exactly as he always did, and for some reason that got on my last nerve. I turned away from the tea and sandwich on the table, even though they were favorites of mine. I have so much that I want to say to him that I don't even know where to start.
お嬢様、紅茶が冷めますよ。
What I wanted wasn't tea or snacks. Kasuga knew that, yet still he politely danced around the subject. It was driving me mad.
お嬢様。
I will not allow him to weasel his way out of it. Not this time. I am mad. I'm the one who feels like sighing. Hearing his quiet sigh behind my back was like nails down a blackboard. I was just going to speak up when... A CG? Okay, he has to be the secret route. He has to be. A hand descended lightly onto my shoulder, making one short, soothing pat. I could swat his hand away, tell him not to touch me. Sorry, I just have to look at the CG. It's so beautiful. But my body didn't move. I could ignore him, but I couldn't make myself shut him out entirely.
怒っておられますか？
Don't you think I have reason to be?
ないといえば嘘になりますね。
Aren't you going to make excuses?
では、お顔を見せてください。
No.
お嬢様。今回のことはすべて大旦那様のご命令です。ならば、一介の執事である私に従わないという選択はありません。
Oh, not him pulling for the pity card. I get that. At the end of the day, Kasuga was a Tojo family employee. He couldn't refuse grandfather's orders. And yet, until today, he had always put me first, always taken my side. He was someone I could absolutely trust. This summer was the first time that he's ever left my side, and the first time that he'd ever lied to me. Is it any wonder it was such a big shock to me? Yes, it was grandfather's orders, but you could have at least told me something.
それが叶うなら、そうしていました。
What?
解雇すると言われさえしなければ。
Oh no. I feel like they have a love affair though. I mean, come on.
花婿候補のことも、お嬢様への嘘も、命令に従わなければ解雇するとお嬢様のおそばにいる権利を盾に取られてしまっては、私になすすべはありませんでした。
Okay, if Kasuga's around, he's my number one. I'm sorry, Ichiya. Butlers are just everything. They what? If what Kasuga said was true, then I could see why he did what he did. I finally understood. That meddling ogre, he really went that far just to make me take a husband? I know he believes that end justifies a means, but that's going too far. The sizzling anger I'd felt at Kasuga instantly leapt over to my grandfather. Kasuga hadn't done anything wrong. It was all that ancient villain's fault. Kasuga?
しかし、事情はどうあれ、よりによって私がお嬢様を傷つけてしまった。その事実は重く受け止めております。
Well, yes, but...
お怒りはごもっとも。簡単にお許しいただけるはずもない。ならば、 私はこの身をもって誠意を示すのみです。
What? Your devotion? I had a very bad feeling about this. Suddenly, I felt a chill run down my spine.
腹を切ります。
What? What is seppuku? And why do they look so... What's going on?
大丈夫。死にはしません。己への罰です。サクッと切ってパパッと縫うので。
What? Is he gonna... No. Wait, what?
お嬢様専属執事である春日の覚悟。どうぞその目でご確認ください。
No, stop! Don't! I forgive you! I forgive you! You don't have to slice yourself open! Oh my gosh! Trigger warning! What? I rolled around to face him and...
さすがはお嬢様。寛大なお心、感謝いたします。
Was he just being like that to try and get us back on his side quickly? He's sneaky. Saw him standing there, a small grin on his face. Kasuga.
はい。
His raised eyebrow delivered a dry yes that he didn't give voice to. I slumped back into my seat. Whatever, I'm hungry.
かしこまりました。では、お茶を入れ直しましょう。
That was weird. I don't know what to think about that. Filling my tummy with my favorite snacks was a big help in calming my churning thoughts. I still can't figure out what on earth grandfather was thinking. Why all this sudden fuss about suitors seemingly out of nowhere?
いきなりというわけでもありません。実を申しますと、お嬢様への縁談はこの1年ほどで急激に増えておりました。
Drastically? I don't remember a big change in the numbers.
お嬢様にご確認いただいたのはごく一部。それ以外は私が処理しておりましたので。
One look at the cool smile on his face convinced me not to ask for further details on the rejected applicants. That seemed like the wisest idea. Grandfather did say that I shouldn't act as if I have much time left to make a choice. Could it be that he's grown more concerned than I thought about finding a good match for me?
いえ、少なくとも私が知る限り、大旦那様はお嬢様の花婿問題について。
What? Then why all this ruckus?
つまり、せいておられる方が他にいたということです。
I could think of only one reason why Kasuga would be so vague about the culprits. I see, so my other lovely relatives decided to meddle. I didn't bother to keep my voice free of sarcasm. Kasuga simply nodded quietly.
お耳に入れるのもはばかられることですが、彼らの間では今度こそ失敗は許されないとの声が上がっていたようです。
Ah, they want to make sure they chain me down before I can elope, like father did. So her dad eloped. This is interesting, T. Kasuga didn't say anything. I quietly bit my lip. My father had been the only heir to the Tojo family before me. He received mountains of marriage offers from many appropriate candidates. But father had no interest in any well-born ladies. Instead, he fell for an average woman, my mother. The family, of course, was strictly against it, so the two of them traveled overseas and eloped. I live with grandfather instead of my parents because the two of them died in an accident, or so I've been told. Okay, so either I'm really sad because they died, or potentially they're just somewhere else and can't see her until she's 18, maybe? My childhood memories are vague. I don't recall much of the time that I spent with them. It was all so unbearably stupid. Kasuga, I did decide that I'll become the head of the Tojo family. I've accepted that much.
無論、承知しています。
I like to think I've done enough to make that clear, but it seems that my family still doesn't trust me.
そのようなことをおっしゃる方はごく一部です。しかし、その一部が厄介なのでしょう。
Wait a minute, that means... My 4 suitors. They looked like ruffians to me, but if they're here, that clearly meant that they were qualified enough to satisfy my relatives. I had no idea the 4 of them were from such illustrious families. We'll have to treat them well. Huh? I blinked, looking at Kasuga in confusion. His eyes quickly slid away from mine. Kasuga? What's the matter?
いえ、大変申し上げにくいことなのですが。
Tell me, I won't tolerate any more secrets.
かしこまりました。
Kasuga wilted under my glare, handing a small stack of papers to me.
どうか気をしっかり持ってください。
Wait.
彼らの心情報告書です。
Background reports that I need to brace myself for? Okay, here we go. I gave Kasuga a quizzical look, then took the papers and flipped through them. After a minute, Kasuga, these background reports...
事実です。
Hold on. They can't possibly be. This is...
現実です。
The stark tone of Kasuga's voice made me swallow hard. I looked through the papers again, making a conscious effort to stop my hands from shaking. Ichiya Mitsumori, age 26, born July 13th, Cancer, blood type A. Okay, let's see here. He's 6'1". His favorite food is tomatoes and steaks. His least favorite is natto. His hobbies are playing darts and billiards. His special talent is cooking. I love a cook. His favorite music is jazz. I also love jazz. His daily routine is jogging. I like to jog. It's very possible the information Mitsumori provided about his education, employment, and family background is fraudulent? Wait, what? That's one hell of a note. Attempted marriage fraud? Taiga Isurugi, age 23, born December 3rd, Sagittarius, blood type B. He's 5'11". His favorite food's curry, his least favorite food's milk. His hobbies are hunting for kitschy hole-in-the-wall shops. His special talent is playing guitar. His favorite music is British rock. His daily routine is chugging vegetable juice at max speed. He's a drifter with no family history, frequently travels overseas for unknown reasons. Oh my god, he's a suspected gambling addict? Wait, how are these people the ones that the grandfather wants us to marry? I'm so confused. Shion Mayuzumi, age 22, born March 9th, Pisces, blood type AB. He's also 6 feet tall. His favorite food is gratin. His least favorite is bananas. He likes tending to cactus plants. His special talent is styling hair and nails. Oh, he does kind of give me Louis vibes, like from Brocon. Anything that's soft and calming is his favorite music. I like that. Daily routine, starting the day with a cold shower. Okay, that's weird. No, a resident and citizen of France. Record of life and achievements is murky after age 16. Natural born kept man? Wait, what is that? Okay, I have to look this up. Okay, you guys, someone who does not work but is instead given money and a place to live by the person she or he is having a sexual relationship with. So he basically has a sugar mama or daddy, I don't know. Okay, cool. Nayuta Yakami, age 20, born April 8th, Aries, blood type O. Oh, I like his sign. I like Aries men. He is also 5'10". His favorite food is hamburgers. His least favorite food is none. Will eat a tennis ball if offered. Hobbies, watching sports. Okay, I definitely hate sports, so not really for me. Special talent, accomplished in several martial arts. It's kind of cool. Favorite music is bubblegum pop. Ooh, okay, I vibe with that. Daily routine, exercising to said bubblegum pop. Me? Oh my gosh, I did dance jam last night. Okay, no. Yakami has taken first place at several martial art competitions, but mysteriously withdrew before accepting the prize. Walking debt generator? What does that mean? Like, he has a bunch of debt? What does that even mean? I couldn't believe my eyes. I was so stunned it took me a minute to remember to scream. You're kidding me! What is this?
落ち着いてください、お嬢様。
How can you expect me to be calm right now? This is preposterous! Unbelievable! They can't possibly expect me to...
ちなみに全員無職です。
Perfect, the cherry on top. I wasn't one to feel faint, but the contents of the report slammed into me like a truck. The room went black. How did this happen?
お嬢様、お気を確かに。お嬢様。
I'm so lost. I have so many questions. A sudden proposal, clear. Okay, so we finished the first little thing. Ooh, this is cute. Welcome to Intermission screen. Here we'll explain the Barricade board, WHIS or WHIS, and how continuous play works. The Barricade board lays out all the events of the story across the game board, much like a flowchart. You can pick which events you want to play from the scenarios currently available on the board. This lets you advance the story's happenings in any order you wish. Okay, so we're on common right now. Like, what do I do to move it though? Do I just press A? Events that are available to play are highlighted like this. Black boxes mark events that have yet to be unlocked. Events that contain special CG illustrations are marked with the CG icon in the upper right corner. Locked events can be played by clearing the preceding events on the Barricade board. So I need to go to this next green one. A second friend. Clear at least one suitor's level 1 board to unlock. That said, extra requirements are sometimes necessary to unlock certain events. When the preceding event on the Barricade board is cleared, hover the cursor over the event to receive a hint about what you need to do. Every suitor has their very own Barricade board. These unlock as the story progresses. Okay, in New Game Plus, you can skip events that you've already viewed. This is handy if you want to skip directly to the still unseen content in your new run. Some events cannot be skipped. Okay, let's move along to the Whiz tutorial. After clearing an event and returning to the intermission screen, characters may send you a whiz message. You can read their salutations here. Oh, look at that bunny up in the upper left! It's so cute! I love bunnies. Sometimes these messages spark a conversation that you can reply to. The dialogue changes according to your responses. You can revisit events and reread whiz messages at any time via the gallery option on the title screen. Almost done. Let's introduce continuous play. Continuous play lets you play through events in succession without intermissions in between. Okay. Thank you for reading the tutorial. Choose one of the event options to start playing. I kind of want to turn on continuous because I feel like for the first playthrough it would just be the easiest, but we're already here. Okay, so we cleared a sudden proposal. Switch between boards. I can't. Okay, that's because I'm still in common. Interview with the suitors. 4 eccentric suitors, no better way to get to know them than through interviews. Alright, I have some serious questions for you boys. The school? Oh, that's right. Summer vacations ended. Then on the way home.
東條さん、
突然悪いね。
早速だけど、
せーの。
結婚してください。
Yes, they suddenly proposed to me. And I...
東條家の一人娘。
こいつを手に入れりゃ。
勝ち組だよね。
So they just like wanna use us? No!
一生遊んで暮らせます。
Oh, wait, what are you trying to...
逆玉万歳。
Oh, what? No! This is a nightmare.
おはようございます。お嬢様、どうかなさいましたか？顔色が悪いようですが。
It's nothing. I'm fine. I just had a nightmare, that's all.
小鳥ちゃん、おはよう。
Good morning. I was starting to wince automatically whenever one of the suitors drew near. Shion didn't seem to notice. Smiling beautifully, he leaned forward to look into my eyes. What?
寝不足かな？気をつけなきゃ。せっかく綺麗な肌なんだから。
He reached up and gently brushed the corner of my eye. Startled, I jumped backwards.
びっくりした。どうしたんですか？
No, I'm sorry. Good morning, Yagami.
おはようございます。わあ、なんか新鮮。朝からお嬢さんと挨拶できるとか嘘みたい。
僕もそう思う。
なんだお前ら、入り口に溜まってんじゃねえよ、邪魔だろ。
あ、タイガさん、おはようございます。見てくださいよ、ほらほら。
Hey! Yagami excitedly grabbed me by the shoulders and shoved me in front of Isurugi.
ああ、つうかなゆた、朝からうるせえ。
そうじゃなくて、それはいいから、お嬢さん。
お嬢がどうしたよ。
だから朝からお嬢さんとおはようって挨拶できるのってめちゃくちゃ新鮮じゃないですか。
Isurugi gave me a look that screamed, "The hell do I care?" and then turned back to Yagami. Heaving a sigh, he rubbed his eyes.
ここに住んでんだから当たり前だろ。いいからもうちょいテンション下げろ。くっそ眠いんだよこっちは。
タイガがこの時間に起きてくるの珍しいね。もしかして。
ああ、ちょっとな。ダチと電話してたらうっかり盛り上がっちまって。
Sorry if I keep skipping Shion's lines by accident. He speaks the slowest, so I finish reading it before he's done talking.
不健康だな。朝はちゃんと起きてご飯食べないと元気になれないでしょ。
母ちゃんかお前は。俺はもともと朝あんま食わねえんだって。
Stop talking about me like I'm not here. Yagami was still clutching my shoulders. I looked around desperately hunting for an excuse to escape. Entirely by accident, my eyes met with my Hizumi's.
小鳥ちゃん、お腹すいた？ご飯食べに行こう。
あ、そうですね。一夜さんがすっごく張り切ってたんですよ。行きましょう。
What? Hey, don't push me.
胃が重い。
一夜さん、お嬢さん連れてきましたよ。
You don't have to announce that every time.
あ、待って、すぐに行くよ。
はい、ここに座ってね。
Am I going to have an opportunity to get a word in?
やあ、お嬢さん、おはよう。朝から君の顔が見られて嬉しいよ。今日も綺麗だね。
Good morning.
昨日はずいぶん疲れてしまったようだね。君のいない夕食はとても味気なかった。でも今朝はこうして出てきてくれた。ありがとう。本当に嬉しいよ。いや、君の好みはまだよくわからないけど、腕によりをかけて作ったんだ。愛を込めた君のためだけの朝食。じっくりと味わってくれると嬉しいな。
He's so handsome and an apron. It's strange. For some reason, just listening to Mitsumori talk drains me physically and mentally. Somebody put on Twitter that he reminds them of Tamaki Suo, and I can actually really see that after this scene. And she's like, Haru. Haru.
おーい、一夜、惹かれてんぞ。
分かってないな、タイガー。彼女は照れているんだよ。
お腹空いてるんですよ。イチヤさん、俺も早くご飯。
一夜、僕いつものフルーツとヨーグルトお願い。
君たち優先順位というものを少しは考えてくれないか。
ああ、俺いらんねえ。青汁くれ。
自分でやってくれ。すまないね、お嬢さん。彼らは嫉妬しているんだ。料理は俺だけの得意分野だからね。
Okay, I can't forget that he has marriage fraud on his report, whatever that means.
もちろん真っ先に君の朝食を用意するよ。卵は何がいいかな？目玉焼き？それともオムレツ？お好みでどうぞ。
俺目玉焼き半熟がいいです。
だからナユタ、君じゃない。
一夜、コーヒーは？
お湯なら沸いてる。勝手にやってくれ。
Like if she just drifted away.
おい、俺の青汁どこやった？シェーカーもねえんだけど。
タイガ、君昨日も出しっぱなしにしてただろう。あれならキッチンの棚にしまって。ってそんなことどうでもいい。お嬢さん、卵は？
あれ？
お嬢さんがいない。
お嬢なら途中で席立っただろう。それより俺の青汁。
I love him.
わかった。自分で取ってくる。キッチンの棚な。
That was cute.
お嬢様、朝食はもうお済みなんですか？
I'm going to school. Bring the car around.
わかりました。
The exhausted look on my face must have tipped Kasuga off as he quickly and quietly followed my orders. Is it going to be like this every day? I slumped back into my seat, my empty stomach grumbling in protest. Variable Barricade. And it's been utter chaos ever since then. Really, it's been such a disaster. Why, even this morning, all of them were there making a fuss about smoothies and...
それは、大変でしたわね。
I still don't want to believe it. Marriage fraud? Gambling addiction? A kept man and a walking debt generator? All 4 of those suitors were gold diggers. I just knew it. The mere thought of having to talk to them again made my blood boil.
エビフライに罪はありませんわよ。
And then there's that stupid old vulture. Choose which one I like, he says. Well, I don't want any of them. What do you think about that, hmm?
エビフライが無残な姿に。
Tsumuki put her hands together in a short prayer for the savaged remains of my lunch and then turned to me with a curious expression.
聞けば聞くほど、どうもおかしなお話ですわね。
What's so strange about it? I mean, it's really strange. What do you mean?
おじいさまが彼らを選んだ理由です。仮にも東条家次期当主の婿ですわよ。なぜそんな地雷物件ばかりを選ばれたのか。
Yeah, has that not crossed her mind yet? I'd wondered about that too. Was he honestly trying to marry me off? If so, why would he pick socially subpar men like them? But after thinking about it for hours, I still had no clue what grandfather was up to. I'm sure he's just using my misery as a source of entertainment.
それはどうでしょう。おじいさまは確かにお茶目な一面もお持ちですけれど、悪趣味な方ではありませんわ。きっと何かお考えがあるのだと思います。ただ、それが何かまでは私には分かりませんけれど。
I knew what Tsumuki was trying to say. I didn't honestly believe that grandfather was just messing with me to entertain himself either. But it was just You're biased, Tsumuki. You get along with grandfather, and he seems particularly fond of you too. Wait, please don't tell me they're together, because that is going to be the last shock I can handle.
確かによくしていただいておりますが、それはあくまで私があなたのお友達だからですわ。
It's not just that.
私がおばあ様のお若い頃に似ているというあれですか？
Grandfather likes a traditionally beautiful kind of girl. I'm sure he wished he had a proper woman like you for a grandchild. Tsumuki smiled wryly at the sulky tone in my voice.
そんなことあるわけないですわ。おじい様はああ見えてあなたのことをとても大事に思ってらっしゃいますわよ。
No, he doesn't. I nearly shouted, my hands clenching into fists. Why would he do something this horrible to someone he actually cares for? Tsumuki noticed my trembling fists and said nothing. She simply gave me an ambiguous smile. I had nothing more to say either, so I simply turned back to my lunch. This is awkward. I started to regret my earlier outburst as I attempted to eat the mauled chunks of fried chicken on my plate.
ところで、花婿候補様方のことで、私、どうしても気になることがありますの。
Once we both finished our meals, Tsumuki once again broached the subject. Her voice was serious, solemn even. I straightened my posture and gave her my full attention. After a heavy pause, she said,
ズバリ、あなたのお好みはどなた？
What? I finally understood what rendered speechless meant. I felt like I'd been struck silent more in the last 24 hours than in my entire life.
正門プロポーズでお見かけした限り、皆さんそれぞれ違ったタイプの美形でしたし、4人のイケメンから突然のプロポーズ、しかも一つ屋根の下でルームシェア、お姫様のハートを射止める王子は誰？これではまるで乙女ゲームの世界ですわ。
That's right, my life is an otome game. I swallowed hard, Tsumuki's sudden rapid-fire gushing taking me entirely by surprise. Tsumuki, didn't you just say a moment ago that they were, and I quote, scandal magnets?
ええ、事実ですもの。それとこれとは別問題。私のあなたがレベルアップする素晴らしい機会ですもの。
A level up? Oh, is that her strange hobby? Otome? And then us as MC isn't into otome? Can't relate.
あなたは可愛らしさ 120% の性格、麗しいその容姿に頭脳明晰という才色兼備ですが、唯一足りないものがありますの。それはロマンス。お分かりですか？女の子はロマンスを経て美しい蝶へと変身しますのよ。どうせ共同生活から逃げられないのなら、甘いロマンスをちょっと味見するのもよろしいんじゃなくて？
Tsumuki looked at me, a bright smile on her face, but I was speechless yet again. I said I wanted to avoid dealing with those men. How did that turn into a discussion about sweet romance? Tsumuki could be a mysterious best friend. But if I did something like that, wouldn't I be playing right into their hands?
それなりに楽しんだら、おい、これで万事解決ですわ。
Oh, okay. Is that what we're gonna do? Dump them.
というのは半分冗談として。
Only mostly?
有効な戦略を練るには情報が必要ですわ。ここは思い切って彼らに接近し、探りを入れるという。
Information.
ええ、もしかしたらおじい様の思惑についても何かつかめるかもしれませんわ。
She has a point. The background sheets I'd been given yesterday had only been a few snippets of the most basic information. Kasuga would never present me with anything so sloppily prepared, if he could help it. But it was possible that the amount of information he could give me was being restricted. And if that was the case, Tsumuki was right. If I was going to learn anything about those men, I'd have to find out for myself. But the risk. I looked up, and for some reason Tsumuki had a creepy little smirk on her face. Tsumuki? She blinked and the smirk quickly transformed into her usual cute smile.
大丈夫ですわ。ロマンスに揺れるあなたのお姿を堪能し、同人誌の新作ネタにしたいだなんて爪の先ほども思ってません。
Okay, so she likes doujinshi. Tsumuki! Oh. Seriously, if it wasn't for that one hobby of hers. That's cute. I sighed heavily, slumping helplessly in my seat again.
お帰りなさいませ、お嬢様。
I'm home. As always, Kasuga held out his hand, and as always, I gave him my bag. It was a small daily ritual, but that's what made it so comforting. As soon as I take a single step inside the door, I'll be deep in enemy territory.
どうかなさいましたか？学校で何か。
It's nothing. My expression was undoubtedly grim. Kasuga looked like he wanted to say something, but instead he simply opened the door for me.
お嬢さん、やっと帰ってきてくれたんだね。この愛の城で君を待つ時間は長すぎて。
Aww. That's totally something he would do to Donkey. He's just like, Haruhi, my love!
お嬢様、お気持ちはわかりますが、冷静に。
Kasuga, remove that person immediately.
お嬢様。
I know. I took a deep breath, steeled myself for the onslaught, and opened the door once again.
ああ、驚いた。あまりに待ち焦がれていたものだから、今のは夢かと思ってしまったよ。
Chills shivered down my spine, but I stood my ground and plastered a pleasant smile on my face. Well, pleasant-ish. The smile was more like a grimace.
もしかして君も同じだったのかな？真っ先に出迎えたのが俺だったから。だとしたら光栄だ。
Hang in there, me. With enough self-discipline, I can endure this.
有効な戦略を練るには情報が必要ですわ。ここは思い切って彼らに接近し、探りを入れるというのはいかがでしょう。
Tsumuki had it right. No matter how much he made me feel like vomiting, I had to try to be friendly enough to learn about him. Mitsumori.
大丈夫。わかっているよ。
Huh?
離れ離れで寂しかったんだろう。遠慮せずこの胸に飛び込んでおいで。あれ？照れてる？それとも期待されてるのはお帰りなさいのキスの方だったかな？
I just can't. She ran away.
ん？
And again, I just ran away. What even was the point of all of that then? I ran to my room and slumped over, disappointed with my weakness. I thought I'd steeled myself, but when faced with the enemy, I still turned and ran. Embarrassing.
なるほど。敵を知るために自ら動こうと試みたわけですね。
Yeah, thank you, Kasuga. Drop
お
it.
嬢様の場合、敵を知ることも大事ですが、まず己を知った方がよろしいかと。
Oh?
そもそもお嬢様はこれまで自ら誰かにアプローチした経験など皆無ではありませんか？
Well, Kasuga was right. Given my family's status, many people tried to get to know me, but I'd never made the effort in return. I'd only become friends with Tsumuki because she'd initiated our relationship. I simply went along with it.
大切にお育てしたのがあだとなったが、お嬢様には少々コミュ障、いえ、人見知りの気がございます。
What was he trying to? It's left you a tad insular? What does that mean? Don't think I didn't catch that remark. I'm not particularly shy, thank you.
では、彼らと仲良くなるために、具体的にどのような手段を取るおつもりで？
Well, I'm going to try to flee from this as infrequently as possible and perhaps even talk to them a little more often.
すでに逃げの姿勢が見えるお言葉ですね。
I had no idea. How could I? I didn't even want to talk to them to begin with. Kasuga grinned wryly when he saw me slump over.
ただでさえ苦手なことを明確なプランもなく進めようとしてもうまくいくはずがありませんよ。
Then what am I supposed to do?
そうですね。お嬢様の性格を踏まえると、私がおすすめする方法は一つ。
Kasuga smiled at me again.
面接です。結婚は永久就職とも言います。つまり、現在彼らは搭乗系就職活動中の身と言える。そして就活には面接がつきものです。彼らには最初からそう宣言して、こちらの流儀に従わせてしまえばよい。下手に出ようとして失敗するより、とことん尋問してやろうというくらいのスタンスの方がお嬢様らしいかと。
He was right. Trust Kasuga to know me almost better than I know myself. That could just work. It was time to say goodbye to the spineless girl who fled from the advances of the enemy. As of now, I'd become a hard-nosed interrogator. Kasuga, make preparations immediately. I'm going to hold interviews. I flashed Kasuga my most confident smile and he bowed gracefully in return.
かしこまりました。
Accordingly, individual interviews will be held precisely in 1 hour. I made my haughty declaration after dinner. It is necessary that I learn who each of you are as men, after all. You have no right to refuse. Consider this part of your duty as my suitors.
いや、つうか面接って、俺ら就職に来たわけじゃねえんだけど。
If you refuse to participate, you will be removed as a potential suitor. That's final. Oh, and please be sure to arrive in the appropriate attire. Am I clear? Oh, so they're gonna change outfits? This will be a formal interview. Now then, I'll summon each of you when it's your turn. Until then, use your free time wisely. Have a pleasant evening. All 4 of them were stunned, but the real surprise is yet to come. They're being evil. I went straight back to my room and started getting myself ready. Will this do? Yes, I think this will do very nicely.
失礼いたします。お嬢様、ご準備の方は。あ、その格好は一体。
I told them it would be a formal interview, so it's only proper that I dress the part as well.
思った以上にノリノリですね。
Well, do I look like a proper interviewer?
大変申し上げにくいのですが、やりすぎです。
What? Why? What's wrong with it? Personally, I think it's perfect.
形から入ろうとするのは悪い癖ですよ。それではただのコスプレでしょう。
Oh my gosh, I don't, that's totally me. But this feels so much more appropriate.
学生の清掃は制服です。そのあたりで妥協なされては。お嬢様。
All right. I grudgingly changed into my school uniform as instructed. Though thinking on it, maybe I had taken things a teensy bit too far with my previous idea. Thank goodness he stopped me. The meeting those men had seemingly thrown me further off my stride than I'd realized. I am me. They cannot change that. I've got to get a grip. With perfect timing, Kasuga appeared right as I finished my personal pep talk.
それでは参りましょう。面接開始まで。
I put on my best business face and deployed to the interview room with the resolve of a soldier.
緊張する。
こういう時はリラックスだよ、ナユタ。ありのままの自分を見せれば OK。
なんか適当に言われてる気がする。
つか、面接ってマジ何なんだよ。意味わかんね
え。いいじゃないか。考えようによってはこれは俺たちにとって絶好のチャンスだ。何しろお嬢さんと二人きりでじっくり話す機会を得られたんだからね。俺の魅力を存分にアピールできる。
I can't wait, Ichiya.
頭に花咲いてるやつはいいよな。幸せそうでよ。
静粛に。これより面接を始めます。呼ばれた順に会場へどうぞ。
I wonder if I'll get to choose. Alright, here we go. Who should I call up first? I flipped through the papers in my hand, ultimately deciding on a certain set. The suitor I would call up first was... Okay guys, I'm going to stop it right here, but I think I'm going to call them just in this order. Ichiya, Taiga, Shion, and then Nayuta. That's fine with me. I just really want to have Ichiya first. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this episode. I think we found out a lot more about the plot so far. So yeah, comment below your thoughts so far, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!
Maybe I think you're cute.
I'm not sure what's gotten into me.
Whatever you want, it's yours.
You look so beautiful in that dress.
And confident. Evermore.
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 Did you just take a screenshot?